Dear Victor, I first heard about SI Scholarship, that's Swedish Institute Scholarship, on your channel 4 months ago. And by the grace of God, I am one of the 8 lucky guys from Ethiopia, recipients of 2024 award. And by the will of the Almighty God, I would start my study in August. God bless you for your incredible work and dedication. God bless you for your incredible work and dedication. So, this is an email I received earlier this year by one of a subscriber from this YouTube channel who won the Swedish Institute Scholarship. And I had like 6 other emails or DMs like this of people from this channel who won the scholarship. So today we'll be talking about the Swedish Institute Scholarship. It is fully funded. This is like an example of the award letter, and you can see what it covers. You get full stipend of 12,000 kron. Kron is like the official currency in Sweden. You get your travel fees covered, so your visa, your flights, everything covered. You get your tuition paid, so you're not paying anything. They got you through and through. You wouldn't have to leave a financial muscle when you win the scholarship. So we'll be talking about the scholarship together. And before you lose interest and say, oh, how is this different from other videos? First of all, we have several people who have won the scholarships over the years. So we have the trick on how to win it. Secondly, I'll be showing you this document. This is one of our recipients. He won this, I think, 2 years ago, and he was able to share, generously able to share his application documents, including some of the important essays that he wrote. You can see this motivation essay he wrote here, and as well as um, the references he got and the essays written by his referees. So yes, your referees will have to write some essays as well. And these are samples of the essays they wrote on his behalf. So we'll be analyzing this together. So just sit back and enjoy while I show you how to apply for this generous scholarship. So welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, where have you been? There are lots of videos already on this channel on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So look around. I'm sure you'll find something that catches your interest. And if you're a returning viewer, returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Thanks for the constant support. And I hope you find the scholarship sooner than later. So let's dig in. So this is the Swedish Institute Scholarship. As you can see, as you have seen, it's fully funded. And let's go through basic information you can read on your own, and then we'll go into the tips. So it's fully funded, and do not be worried about this date. You can see here opens for applications in February. Like this is, you might say this is like December. Why am I applying by now? So this is tricky because February is when the scholarship would open. However, you need to apply to the university before February. So it's a two-way application process. You apply to the participating university separately, you apply for the scholarship separately. So the scholarship itself, the scholarship portal will open in February. But before then, you're expected to have already submitted your university application. So if you wait till February, that's already too late. Universities have stopped accepting applications. I hope this is clear. Some people made that mistake last year, waited till February. I was surprised that universities were no longer accepting applications. So February is the deadline for the scholarship and not for admissions. I hope that is clear. So these are other information you can read on your own, but just pay attention to the key dates. Once again, the application for the participating university programs is already open. In fact, it opened in October. So it will open from October to January. So you should start applying now for one of the eligible programs. We'll be looking at the program shortly. And then I think there'll be a list that will be showing you the eligible programs. The list will be open, or the list is already out, 1st of November. And I think I have a list here. This is the list of programs. It's a very long list, so do not worry. I'm sure that your course is here. A very long list. It's even getting me dizzy already. For different departments, whether you're in the arts, sciences, social sciences, law, humanities, and the rest. It's a very long list. So the list is already out here, so don't worry. Then February 10th to 26th is when the application portal will open for the scholarship. So by now you've already applied to one of the eligible courses, and then when you expect to hear from the university and when you expect to hear from the scholarship board. We've looked at this already, what it covers: full tuition, you get your monthly stipend, you get your travel allowance, you join the membership of a great society, and then you you also get join the alumni network. You might need some working experience or work experience to apply for the scholarship. At least 1 year, 6 months usually sufficient to apply for the scholarship, because they would ask you to bring recommendation from your previous employers. So if you've not employed previously, that might become a problem. So have that in mind. So this is the list of the eligible countries. I think the list is a little bit smaller from last year. Some countries have been removed, unfortunately, like Ghana, for instance. Ghana is no longer here, but Nigeria is still here. Ethiopia is still here. A number of other countries. So hopefully your country is still on the list. So this is the list I told you about of the eligible masters. I've opened it already. It's a very long list, and I'm sure your country is here, or your course rather is here. So let's say climate, for instance. There's something on climate change. Certainly something on climate change. Let's see. So climate change and society at Lord's University. You can always use the Control F to see if you can get, just filter out your course. Another climate change, let's say another thing on climate change in Stockholm University. Climate change. So just use the Control F and you can find your course. You can also say law. There are different courses, so about 10 courses in law. So international human rights, sociology of law, management and law, environmental law. So you get the point. So almost every course is well represented here. So do not worry, your course is well represented. So I just talked about biology now, and these are several biology courses. Can move backwards or forward to, let me see, lots of biology courses. So every course is here, so do not worry. So then you have to apply to one of these universities. So go to this university page. You can always go through Google. You can copy this and put it on Google, and then you see how to apply to the university. So apply to the university directly, and then return here and apply for the scholarship when the portal opens in February. I hope that is clear. So having said that, the documents you would need to apply for the scholarship are also written here, are also provided here. There are also templates on that you need to use to apply for the scholarship. So for instance, this is a CV template. You're advised to use this CV template as opposed to your own CV template. So it means you open this and see, input your own what do they call it? Input your own documents. It's about to open. Let's see if it opens. Yeah, it's a little bit slow, but it's going to open soon. So it means you use the template already provided to input your own details. And then there's also a document called proof of work, proof of leadership, that your employers might need to fill. You also need their help. Yeah, this is the document. I think it has to be filled by your employer and not by you. So this is the document here. And you have to put in your stamp and every other thing. It's also called the leadership document, filled by your employer. So for this scholarship, you need a very let's see, let's refresh this. For this scholarship, you need your employer to be on board. You need your employer to write you a number of letters, to write you the leadership experience or evidence of leadership experience. So your employer or your supervisor. So it means now start cultivating that relationship. Start looking for that person that will help you write this document. So let me show you why. So this is the document from the previous awardee I told you about. So let's go here. So he was told to just write a very short essay about, I think it was like a 150 words essay, very short, about how the SDGs connects to his area of interest. And he wrote a very short, interesting essay. But that was the only essay he was told to write. So just 150 words. That's quite short. And how can they make their decision just based on a very short essay? The answer is that there are other essays that your employer would have to write on your behalf and not you writing on your own. So, for instance, this is the reference form. And if you scroll down, his employer was asked this question: in your opinion, how would an SI scholarship for master's studies in Sweden be valuable for professional and academic development of the applicants? So it means it is your supervisor or your employer who is writing the very lengthy one. So you see, your supervisor had to write, or his supervisor had to write this very interesting one to show how there is a skill gap in the country, to show how there's a problem with them. I think it was he applied for a course on urban planning and building technology and things like that. So the supervisor had to write that, oh, there's a problem with buildings and sustainable housing, and he's a very young, driven, um, driven graduate who would benefit from studying a master's at Sweden to be able to address these housing problems in his community, in his country. So his employer had to come with that answer. And there are other questions as well that your employer would have to ask, would have to answer rather. So look at this one. Briefly comment on the applicant's potential to contribute to and or drive social change in his or her context. So your employer is still the one writing this. You can see. There's a third one. Please evaluate the applicant's leadership capacity and potential to play a role in development of society. So again, your employer is the one writing this, then additional remark. So what do you do here? A number of your employers or your supervisors might be busy. So what you can do here is to write a sample of these documents and then suggest it to them and say, I know you're very busy. I've written something out already. Can you take a look at this and maybe put in your signature and your stamp? So where you see this reduction, this black thing is where you get the company signature and the company stamp. So you have to block it out because it's like confidential information. So what it means here is that your employer will be doing a lot of the writing, but you can do it on your own. Like crafts a short, maybe not too short, maybe like 500 words or so. This is quite lengthy, to be honest. Maybe 300 words, yeah, probably 300 words. Let's go back there. 300 words and say, how would your masters in Sweden, how would it help you professionally and academically? So you write it, but in the third person. So instead of saying I, you say he. He is a driven person. So write as if you're writing as your supervisor. And then remember, you have to give it to your supervisor to read through and support and put their stamp and put their signature, because a number of them might be too busy to write this themselves. And I think you need about 2 of these. So you can see this is the second one. So still about the same questions written by your supervisors. So this is the trick. Often those who get excuse me, those who get very solid recommendation from their supervisors, from their bosses, are often the ones who get this scholarship. So it means either find somebody who would write you a very good recommendation and by answering these questions, or write it to yourself and then suggest it to them and say, I know you're very busy. I've taken time to write it already. Just you can read through quickly to make sure that I'm not lying. And then put your signature, put your stamp so I can scan this and send to the scholarship board. I hope this is important. I hope this is clear. So that's one interesting thing. So choose your referees very closely. Choose those who are likely to support your application, those who are likely to either write for you, or those who are likely to support what you've written and put their signature or put their company stamp. I hope this is clear. So let me show you some other documents quickly. So this is my YouTube page. I've done other videos as well on this scholarship. You can check them out as well. There are lots of documents. For instance, look at this one. Good. Let me make this bigger. So there are some documents that you might find interesting. Let's go down here. So there is a list of documents that you might find interesting here, like this slide. So let's go there. Things about the SDGs. Let's go there. Let's see. So these are the SDGs. They often tell you to connect whatever you're studying to the SDGs. I'll put a link to the SDG official page, so you can peruse and see on your own. There are also some helpful guides. I'll put some of these documents in the comment section of the website. Let's see if there are other documents we can look at together. So we used some of these documents last year. Let's see if some of them are available this year. I'll also find the most recent links. Do not worry, from the last year's from the videos we posted last year. So do not worry about that. Let's see if there are other documents. So you can, of course, take a look at some of the videos we made last year or 2 years ago, because these were useful and lots of people got assistance from here and won the scholarship from here. So let's go. I'm just looking at the previous videos and the previous documents. Okay. So I'll find the documents myself. There are some beneficial documents we used in the previous years. I just want to make sure that the links still work and the documents still work. But if they don't, I'll try to find them and then get you the proper documents. Okay. Let's check this one as well. There are some documents about past questions. Okay, I think this is it with summary materials. If they do not work, once again, I think I'll just find the copies I have in my system on my own. So let's return. Do not worry about that. Let's return to my YouTube channel. So this is it. Good. And then let's return to the website as well. So this is going to be useful for those, of course, who are applying for the scholarship, or those, if you have friends, you have family members you think would qualify for the scholarship. So they already have a bachelor's degree, intending to apply for a master's, have some work experience, able to get the good references. And one more thing, these participating universities, unfortunately, um, a number of them might ask for application fees. So for these courses I mentioned earlier, a number of them might ask for application fees, and the scholarship doesn't cover your application fees. That's the unfortunate part. So you might have to save up to see or borrow funds to apply. I do not know what the application fee is, but usually it's like less than 100. I think less than 100 pounds or $100. I think they use krona there, so less than 100 krona. So I think check for your own department and see. Most universities do not give, but you might be lucky and find a university that gets or that gives application fee waiver. And that's it, guys. I hope this was useful. Fully funded scholarship in Sweden, covering everything, including your stipend, your travel fees, your full tuition, everything's covered through and through. As usual, guys, we cannot wait to celebrate you. So get to work, start putting your documents together, start applying, and I'll see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now. Cheers.